Good morning, friends. I came out to the garden and thought I would see if there was anything I could harvest, and I decided to bring you along. Aren't you so glad? So I've walked around a little bit and already actually harvested the last napa that we had here in the greenhouse, and then I went out and I found 4 hackberry turnips, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I thought I'd bring you along for the rest of the ride. Here in the greenhouse, the celery is doing really well, actually. Got a lot of weeds, but like really well. But I'm gonna let it go longer. Like, I could harvest some of this. Like this one is especially really good, but I think I'm gonna wait a little bit longer on that. And the cucumbers are also like doing so well. You can see there's one down there. A couple of them are getting ready. They probably need another day or so, so we'll hold off on those too. Here is the last napa. It's eaten up quite a bit, actually, but it'll be fine once I take off some of the layers. And here are the hackberries. They also were getting a little bit eaten, I think, by slugs. So, but they look really good, and they're going to be really good to eat. Hackberries taste like really sweet turnips. They're often called like apple turnips. And but they don't taste like apples. They're not that sweet, but they're pretty good. My garlic is also doing really well, and I am going to be harvesting the scapes off of the garlic. So this is a garlic scape, and once it twirls like this, then you need to cut them off. This is the hardneck variety of garlic. You can see more clearly down here with these. Like this one right here has circled around quite a bit, so I have to get those off like today because I don't want the flowers to bloom. I want all of the energy to go into the garlic head. So these scapes will be taken off, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with them. I can make pesto, I could do garlic salt, I could pickle them. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do with the garlic scapes, but those will get harvested today as well. Here in the lettuce patch, you can see the ones I cut the other day are already coming back, and then a couple of these I've got to pull today. The red are generally take longer and don't get as full as the green, but several of those also need to be harvested. And then all of this kale, I harvested kale and made kale chips last week, and it all came out with a vengeance. So I'm gonna harvest some kale today as well. Let's check the zucchini here and see. The funny thing about zucchini is that you check it and you think, oh, I don't have any ready, and then you come back like the next day and you're like, where did you come from? And it's like the size of your arm. So gotta check pretty well. But this one's been putting on a lot of flowers, but not a lot of fruit. Looks like there's one right there that's starting, but not a lot happening there. Oh, here's a pretty one. One right there, it's all twisted, but that's really pretty actually. Most of those are too small, so not harvesting any zucchini today, it looks like. And just for fun, I want to show you the pumpkins that are growing. I have a whole bunch of different winter squash growing. I have some like New England pie, some cinnamon girl pumpkins, and then I have like delicata and Long Island cheese and sunshine. So I'm really excited about my winter squash, and they're doing okay. The bugs out here, mosquitoes are trying to carry me away. They're growing really well, which is surprising because it's been really cold and really wet. And I have a couple of little pumpkins happening, which I always love. It always is so fun. That one's not gonna make it right there. I can already tell. I think I had a bigger one in here somewhere. Oh yeah, right there. There's a bigger one. They're doing well. The pie pumpkins are, oh, there we go. The pie pumpkins are doing really well. And the other squashes, I haven't seen really a lot come on. These are all pie pumpkins here. This is my Long Island cheese, and this is one I was so excited about, but it hasn't set any flowers yet or any fruit. So, and I only have 2 of those plants. This one Right here is Long Island cheese, and that one right there is Long Island cheese. And those are the only two that actually I was able to get to germinate. Oh, and these flowers, look how beautiful. They're all frilly along the edges. I think this is the delicata. No, this is Hubbard. This is the Hubbard squash. And I'm way excited about this one too. It's putting on flowers, but I don't see any fruit yet. So it's getting there. Everything's got flowers on it. I might have to tent these, low tunnel them, if it stays so cold and we don't get very much sun, which we haven't got very much sun. People are saying this is the summer of no sun. See if we have any strawberries. I've got 6 rows of strawberries. These ones are everbearing. Oop. We picked one the other day. Look at that. I'm gonna pick that. That one's pretty good. There's gonna be a ton. You can see the flowers and there's like a ton of fruit on them, but they're taking their sweet time because there's not any sun. Here's another one that's coming on. That one's not quite ready yet, but as you can see, look at all that fruit. Like so much fruit. I'm excited for all of these strawberries to start doing something. That one's almost ready. I'll let it go one more day. They're coming on. I want to make a whole bunch of jam and then freeze a whole bunch of berries. Okay, in the other patch here, the other rows with a plane flying by. We're right in the flight path for Anchorage. It's Ted Stevens. Oh wow, this one's lovely. These ones right here, these 4 rows right here are not everbearing. They'll all set fruit at once and then be done for the season. And so that's gonna happen here really quick. And then I'm gonna be inundated, I'm sure, with fruit. It's like a treasure hunt, which is so fun. And the birds haven't figured out that they're here yet. So that's also fun. Because once the birds figure it out, I'm gonna have to get on it quicker than they get out here. Which, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do that. This needs to still be weeded. You can't even tell those are there. These ones over here got weeded last week before it started to rain. But they're doing really well. The plants are really, really healthy. So, and within a week and a half, we're gonna have a ton of strawberries. Last thing I'm harvesting today is my rhubarb. This one, I just keep knocking it back and it just keeps coming back. So, we got all new here, fresh rhubarb. So I'm gonna get all that cut up and maybe I'll make rhubarb jam with it this time. I also did harvest honeyberries this morning. I have almost 2 cups of honeyberries, which is pretty exciting. So I'm gonna do something with that as well. Okay, here's a quick way that I harvest rhubarb. So I just reach in and pull it at the very base, and then I'll cut off the end here and cut off the leaves here. Usually I cut it, but I'm using a different hand right now. And so then I just have my stalk, and it's super easy. You want to get it as close to the base as you can so that new ones will grow. This is like perfect pulling it out. Like, you know that you got it as far down as possible. So yeah, if you do that, then you'll have it grow again and again and again. Okay, there we go. That's what's left. There's everything I cut off. That's what's left of the plant. There's my bag of rhubarb. So I have 3 other rhubarb plants over there by those poles, but they're just not doing very well because I just moved them this spring. So next spring they'll pop back up and do as good as this one. Okay, let's do a review of the harvest. We've got 2 bags of green and red lettuce, rhubarb, hacker-eye turnips, napa cabbage, garlic scapes, and 3 strawberries. I didn't get the kale, but I'll get that later. I can get it whenever I want. So thanks for coming along and harvesting with me this morning. Happy harvesting.